So it was like, are you okay? No, don't worry, we'll find him. And it's like, there's so many, everything happening everywhere all at once. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Aisha Sibanda. And for those of you that are old here, my name is still Aisha Sibanda. Okay guys, the joke is getting old, isn't it? Oh my god, I've been making the same joke for the past 3 weeks every single time I do my intro. I don't know what it is. I just find it very funny, right? Anyways, guys, how are you guys doing today? I'm feeling under the weather. I'm feeling a bit sick. I think it's because of the pollen, because guys, I am living in Moscow, Russia, and currently it's summer. And during summer, guys, like my nose gets blocked, my throat gets painful. Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like my voice is not voicing today. Maybe it's not that big of a difference and it's just more psychological than anything. Hey guys, I'm not feeling grand. I'm not feeling 100%. But what did we say? Consistent content. Weekly videos, new videos every single Saturday. So though I'm not feeling 100%, I am going to try to give you guys the story time as 100% as I possibly can, because guys, it's the best I can do. And yeah guys, so I just want to give you guys a disclaimer that all the names I will be using in the story are not the actual names of the people that were involved in the story. And the reason I am doing that is because I just want to respect the privacy of my friends, and I just want to respect the privacy of everyone who was involved. So guys, the story is completely real, but the names are completely fictional. So if you guys want to know how I got assaulted in Botswana, just stay here with me and I will tell you guys the story. And guys, before I begin, I just want to tell you guys, like 90% of the people who watch my videos on a weekly basis are not subscribed to my channel. So please guys, if you're enjoying my content, if you're here with me every week, if you're new to the channel, this is your first time watching, please hit that subscribe button, guys. It helps me out so much and it will help you see my content more in the algorithm, guys. And also, we're on our way to 1,000 subscribers. We're trying to get where we're trying to be, you know, like sit back, relax, and get into the tea, hey? So this story happened last year, I believe. It actually happened after my last story time. Like, if you guys have watched my last story time where I was telling you guys what happened with the guy that made me never speak to the guy again. If you guys haven't seen that, this is basically like a part 2 kind of, different characters, but it happened immediately after that one. So basically, just to summarize, what happened in my last story time is I was seeing a guy and that guy flabbergasted me, guys. Yeah, that guy showed me dust. After that situation happened with the guy, I was kind of feeling like sad. Like I wasn't feeling 100% because I was like, I don't know, like for me guys, whenever like something happens with a guy, like I don't feel great, right? I don't feel 100%, and I feel like it's perfectly natural. But I was always sad. I never wanted to do anything. So then my friend, let's call her Ame for the sake of the story. So every single thing that happened with this guy, and this guy basically, long story short, he took another girl on a date that I had planned with him. Like the exact same theme, the exact same day, the exact same everything, but with someone else, right? So after all that happened, for a couple weeks, I was visibly sad. Obviously, who would not be sad if that happened to them? And then my friend Ame was like, yo girl, what's up? Let's go turn up. Like, let's go do something. She was like, you've been in Bots for a month and a half and I have not seen you because I'm studying in Russia. So I had to come back to Russia in about 3 weeks. So she was like, nah, let's just go turn up. Let's just go get lit. And I was like, okay. You know, like obviously I was not feeling the best, but I was like, you know what? Let me just get my head out of this mindset. I cannot let the situation bring me down. Let me just go get lit. I was at my sister's house. I was living at my sister's house with my mom at this point because my sister had traveled. So then my friend was like, okay, and my sister, like she lives in block 8, right? So Ame was like, okay, I'm gonna finish what I'm doing, then I'll come pick you up, then we can go out from there. So she finished what she was doing, running her errands during the day, and then she comes to block 8 to come to my sister's house. And from there, she was like, okay, let's go. So I tell my mom, I'm like, Mom, I'm gonna go out. And my mom was like, I don't want you to go out. I don't want you to go out. And I was like, no, but why wouldn't you want me to go out? Like, I've been here with you all this time. I've literally been sitting dark. Why can't I go out? And she was like, I just don't feel comfortable with you going out. And guys, if your mom tells you not to go out, listen to your mother. Did I not learn that the hard way? Like, if your mom has a bad feeling about saying, oh, I want to go somewhere, then she's like, I just don't feel it this night. Don't do it. Don't do it. But me being the person I am, I was like, no, I'm going out. There's nothing you can do about it. Like, I've been living in Russia for 4 years and I've been so respectful to you. I always tell you what I'm doing. I always tell you this. I've been the best kid. Like, why would you not want me to go out? And she kept on insisting, like, nah, stay home. And I kept on insisting, like, no, I'm going. Like, whether you like it or not, I'm going. And she was like, it's okay, Tsama. And I just went, hey. I got prepped, I got dressed, and then me and my girl headed out. So the first thing we did was we went to her place. She lives in Village. We went to Village and I had taken all my stuff. So from Village, I'm getting dressed, I'm getting ready. We're feeling the vibes. We're playing music, it's a good time. And we're getting all dressed and then we got something to eat. There was like a tuck shop near her house and they were like frying some meat there. And the meat was nice, guys. And I'm like, Yep. Guys, it was nice. The night was looking so good so far, hey? So, yeah, we eat, we get ready, and then she calls her friend to come pick us up. We get in the car, and like, it's my first time meeting him. So, like, I'm introducing myself, he's also introducing himself, and he was being super friendly, guys. Like, he was being super nice. So, obviously, the night was off to a good start. Everyone is happy, everyone is lit. He's playing music for us in the car, like, we're just having a good time. It's a vibe. So, he actually had no intentions of going into the club or anything. He was just our ride. Like, he was just giving us a ride there to and from. When we got there, he just left us to go inside. And actually some other people were there that he knew, like the guy knew. So he was like, okay guys, you guys can go sit with some of my other friends at this table. Cool. So guys, keep in mind, I had never been to a club in Botswana. Like, this was my first experience with it. Because when I left Bots, like to come and study in Russia, I was 17. And it's not even a thing of age. I was a homebody. Like, I would listen to my mom, I would study, I would do all these things. You would never really see me out. And to this day, I've actually never been to like a bots event, except for one right before I came to Russia. I went to Dark Valley, but besides that, I've never been to Chill Step, I've never been to Garden of Drip, I've never been to basically anything. Like, I'm just a person you probably see on social media but will never actually see in person. I don't really move like that, like, not to say there's anything wrong with that. I stand the girlies that go out, but like, it just wasn't for me at the time. I didn't really vibe with house music. I didn't drink, so I had no reason to do anything. But obviously when I came to Russia, things changed. My friends started, like, we started going out, we started hanging out. I grew fonder and fonder of like deep house and house music, and I started vibing with it, and I started actually drinking. So it's like, okay, now I'm 21, what can stop me, right? So when we were there, like, this was actually my first time at a Botswana club. So he took us to the table and we got some drinks. Like, we got like 2 6-packs of Savannah, and yeah, it was just a good night. We were vibing, we were dancing, like me and Ame. And the guy, he left the whole club. Like, I think he had other things to do, so he just left us there, which was fine because I was there with my friend. Like, vibing with your friend, like, what's wrong with that? But like, guys, the scene of clubs in Botswana is like nothing I've ever experienced before. Because usually in Russia, most of the African clubs have like obviously black people, but like young people, because we're all just students here living our best lives. So it's just young people having fun. But then it was like, when I went to Botswana, it was like people in their late 20s, people in their 30s. And I was like, okay, this is different. But maybe because the people are older, the experience will be a bit more mature. Oh, and guys, like, this should have been a red flag to me, but the guy who Ame had called to come drive us there, he was like, okay, guys, let me keep your phones for you because obviously it's not safe to go inside with your phones. Like, that should have been a red flag to me. I should have sat down and been like, if it's not safe for me to carry my phone, then what is safe to me? Should I just be going there with a girl? Like, should there be guys around for like protection? Like, I didn't think about all these things, but I should have, but I didn't think about them. And then, yeah, we're just in there and we're vibing, no phones, nothing. Like, you have to talk to the people around you because there's no phones. And we're at our table, we're drinking our savannas, we're just living our best life. And then someone approached me, like, he was a guy, and I don't want to like inflict such a stereotype onto people, like a certain group of people, because guys, I'm Zimbabwean, right? So I don't want you guys to be like, my Zimbabwe, or like Zimbabweans, or like anything like that. Like, he was responsible for his actions. It had nothing to do with where he was from. He could have chosen to behave, but he didn't. And it has nothing to do with where he's from. So it was a Zimbabwean guy, and he comes to me and he's like, oh, girl, how are you doing today? I'm like, I'm fine. How are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm good. What how you guys doing? Like, oh, we're just having some drinks, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, okay, that's good. And then he leaves. And then I just keep vibing, just enjoying my night, you know? The more I drank, like the more I was drinking, the more I was like, okay, let me just talk to the people here. So the people at our table who are friends with the person who dropped us, I was talking to them, and Ame was also talking to some people, and actually made a friend. It was some guy. He was, I can't remember his name, but like, let's just call him Josh, eh? So I was talking to Josh, and it was like, oh, nah, what do you do? Oh, no, I study in Russia. Oh, that's cool. I do this for a living. Oh, that's nice. So it's like, it was just small talk type of conversations. It wasn't like anything like deep. You know, it was just like, you know, you go to Groove and you make friends there, but you know that tomorrow you're never going to see these people again. It was kind of like that. And then we met this girl. She was like a stud, you know, like she was just vibing with us. And I was like, yes, you know, like, yeah, she was a good vibe. She was a good time. She was just a nice person overall. So as the night goes on, I'm not really getting drunk because I was trying to control myself, because obviously you don't want to feel like you're not responsible for your actions, right? I wanted to be as self-aware as possible. So I feel like that was stopping me from overly drinking. Plus it was just Savannah's. I think I had like 2 or 3. And I was trying to be aware of my surroundings. I was trying to be aware of my environment because I didn't know the people there. It wasn't like in Russia. And obviously I was one of the only 2 girls there. I mean, not in the whole club. I mean, one of the only 2 girls I came with, and that was I was familiar with besides Ame. So I didn't want to put myself in a situation that, you know, like you're sloshed. And you know, guys, tell me how you feel about this, but for me personally, I hate when I go to the club with someone or I go to a party with someone and every single time this person gets like sloshed, like you have to carry them home, like they're vomiting everywhere. I hate that. And the reason I say I hate that is because I feel like it's so selfish, guys. Like I understand it being a mistake, like doing it once or twice, or like you just don't know your alcohol tolerance. But I feel like if it's happening for months on months, I feel like people have to learn, guys. Because the thing is, when you become that friend, the friend who's always expected to be shit-faced sloshed, like people stop wanting you around, right? People have to sober down and stop having fun so they can take care of you, you know, like, so that's why I was also trying to control myself. I didn't want to be put in a situation where Ame would have to take care of me. Like I wanted to be aware of my actions and just understand what's happening around me, like all the time. So as the night went on, and guys, I feel like this is gonna be a pretty not so long story time, and that's probably a good thing because I don't want my video to be too long. But I feel like it's not gonna be that long because it's like, what happened? Where did the assault come in? Okay? And guys, after I explain the story, I want you guys to tell me, do you feel like I could have handled the situation better? Like I can take it. Just be honest with me. Or do you feel like the person who is responsible for his actions should have acted a different type of way? Like tell me, like, do you feel like I'm not taking accountability for what I did, or hey, just let me know. So the Zimbabwean guy, he comes back, and it's like it's obviously been a few hours into the club, so men's are starting to get a bit wasted, right? So he comes back and he's talking to me again. He's like, oh, where did you say you're from? I'm like, oh no, I studied in Russia. Like I'm actually also Zimbabwean. Like that's always the one thing I know how to talk about Zimbabwe. He's like, oh, home girl, nice to meet you. So yeah, we're just there making small talk, and then he had his own table on the other side of the club. Like he was with his friend, and what I didn't understand is, why are you coming all the way to talk to me? Like it became a bit sus at this point, and obviously I wasn't looking for anything. I just got out of a toxic situationship with, you know, that guy, and even if I was looking for something, man's was not my type. But still, like I wasn't interested in mingling in that way, you know. So then he starts getting a bit aggressive. And if you're wondering where Ame was, at this point, Ame had gone to the bathroom, right? And it's just me and this guy and the people around the table. But these people don't know me. Like they don't know me. They just know that they saw me today and I'm Ame's friend. So he's getting closer and he's like speaking into my ear. But then it's like he's bringing his whole body forward, like, and it's like getting closer and closer to me to try to like speak to me. And I'm short, I'm like 4'11". So like this person is hovering over me and they're standing this close. And like I'm leaning back and this person is also leaning and I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? But yeah, like it got weirder and weirder and weirder. And I have a very high bullshit tolerance. Just check my track record of friends. So I was trying to be as respectful as possible without coming off as condescending, you know? So it was like he would speak to me and like I would lean back, like I wouldn't complain. But then eventually I was like, my neck is getting tired. You know? So I was like, bro, I'm like, dude, could you like please just give me my space? I was like, oh, what do you mean give you your space? Like this is a free country. What do you mean give you your space? I'm like, no, like genuinely, like you're making me very uncomfortable. Like, how am I making you uncomfortable? What did I do? What did I do? Did I say I want anything from you? I'm like, okay, it's fine. And then he starts getting increasingly mad. He's like, no, why are you saying that to me? Like, why are you saying that to me? Like, who do you think you are? Do you think you own this club? Is your father the owner of this? Oh! Before this, he was coming off as very flirtatious because he was like, oh, you know, you're such a beautiful girl. You're such a beautiful girl. But then as soon as I said, like, step away, all of a sudden the energy shifts. It goes from, to like, hey, no, why are you speaking to me like that? Why are you doing this? And at this point, like, I'm like visibly like anxious because I hate when people yell at me. So I'm like visibly anxious. I'm like not knowing how to act. And I'm trying to like just stand there and wait for Amir to come back. I'm just like, and then from there, like he gets closer and closer to me. And then as soon as he gets close to me again and he's yelling this time, like I push him back, right? I'm like, get off me. And like this point, I'm pissed off. Like, I'm like, why are you holding me? He's like, hey, how dare you push me? How dare you? Okay, guys, the next thing I remember is waking up from the floor. That's my next memory. But from other people's point of views, like what I saw, like what I genuinely remember was this guy hit me, right? Like he took his large grown ass man arms and hit me right across the face, like right here, like ow. Yeah, that was a hard one. And then the first time, like I just like nothing happened. And then he hit me again and again and again. And I fell right to the ground. Like it felt like I fell and just stood up immediately, right? But apparently I was down there for like a hot minute, like 1 minute, 30 seconds. And like, I know that's not a long time in retrospect, but imagine someone on the floor, clean, flat like this, like a corpse for 1 minute, 30 seconds. Like imagine. So like I'm passed out on the ground. And the next thing I remember is people, I can't tell you who, but like not that guy, but other people coming and helping me stand up. And I stand up and people are like, are you okay? We saw what he did. We don't know where he went. And like people are asking me all these questions like, who was that? Do you know this guy? I'm like, no. And like at this point, like I'm getting overwhelmed. Like people are asking me questions like, because people saw what happened. Like there were people watching. Like it wasn't in the middle of nowhere. There were people in the club. Like they saw what he did. So it was like, are you okay? No, don't worry, we'll find him. And it's like, there's so many, everything happening everywhere all at once. And then I started panicking because I'm holding my cheek like this because it's painful. And I'm like, and then I start crying. I start bawling my eyes out because I was having a panic attack. Eh? So like people are trying to talk to me and I couldn't do it. Like I left. I went to the bathroom and I was crying in the bathroom. Like I was crying. And like people kept entering the bathroom and like nobody was even like, I mean, not that I expect anyone because I feel like we all have our own problems in this life. So it's not like an expectation, but I was like, guys, really? Y'all are seeing me crying in this club. And I don't know where Ame was at this point. She had probably already left the bathroom. I stood in the bathroom for like maybe 5 minutes, just like wiping myself. Because at least if I'm going to be beaten up, my makeup must at least look cute. So I was trying to fix my makeup, but I was still crying. So I was like, you know, like that situation, because I didn't want to go out and then everyone sees that like she was crying, because I don't know, I just didn't want to put myself in that situation. So I step out of the bathroom and I'm scared. Like I'm so scared to go back because obviously this guy has traumatized me. So I'm scared of him. I don't want him to see me. I don't want to see him. So I step out of the bathroom because there were a lot of people in the bathroom, and I'm standing in a corner, like outside the bathroom, and I'm holding myself like this, like. And like I'm just trying to like just gather myself before I go actually. And while I'm doing this, Ame comes to me. She's like, "Are you okay? I heard what happened." And then she just gives me a hug, and she's like just comforting me at this point. She's like, "Dude, I heard what happened. I'm so sorry." And she felt so bad, guys. Like I still feel bad for it till this day, because she felt so bad. Like because she was like, "Aisha, I bring my friend out to come have fun because men have been bombastically side-eyeing her, and then men bombastically side-eye her here again." So she felt so guilty, and I didn't want her to feel guilty. Like at this point we were just comforting each other, because I'm like, "Nah, don't feel bad, it's not your fault, you're not even there," like, you know. And then she's like, "No, come to the table." I'm like, "I don't want to see him again." Like I'm telling her, like I don't want to see him. And then she's like, no, it's okay. They dealt with him. I'm like, oh, what do you mean they dealt with him? She's like, just come. So I come, and guys, the bodyguards of the club, like the security, had seen what happened. So this guy was dealt with, eh? He was dealt with. Anyways, I wasn't there. I just heard what happened to him. But apparently they were like, why are you beating up women? Then he started making excuses. He was like, no, he was trying to take my drinks. I'm like, sir, what do you mean your drinks? Your table was all the way on the other side of the thing. And I never once went to your table, A. B, we had our own drinks. Why would I go to your table and take your drinks? Because even if, let's say, for example, hypothetically, let's say even if I was trying to take his drinks, is that a reason to assault a woman? No, I'm waiting. I'm genuinely waiting for a response. Like, is it a reason? Like, did he genuinely think that even if the excuse he's making up makes sense, is that any reason to like knock a woman unconscious in the middle of a club? Is it? Man. Yeah, but apparently he was banned from the club. I didn't want to see him. They were like, oh, do you want to go see him and like just cuss him out or something? I'm like, no. And then after this, we got Amir's friend to come get us, and he was so mad. Like, he was so mad. He was like, hey, Kana, I know that guy. If I ever see him again, I'm like, hey. Nah, like even still then, I was just sitting in the car. Like, I wasn't saying anything, just like sitting like this. And then we went home and we just got some rest. And we actually like laughed about it that same night. Like, she was like, Anna, because that's what she called me. My first name is Anna. She was like, Anna, you're really getting beat up in a club. I'm like, dude. He's like, men just don't like you, do they? I'm like, no, they don't. Hi. I won't say like it's something to look back on and laugh, because I'm not laughing. Like, I laugh about everything, even if the things are traumatic, but I genuinely found that baby traumatizing. And I think that was the last time I was actually in a full-blown bots club. It was the last time I ever attempted to go grooving in bots, like besides like getting drinks and going to restaurants and stuff, full-on groove. It was the last time, because that was not nice. Yeah, guys, what do you guys think? Like, do you guys feel like there was something I was doing that I should not have done? And how would you have reacted in this situation? Like, let's say, God forbid, you were the one in the same shoes that I was in. What would you have done? Like, would you have fought this guy? Would you have done something? Or would you just have, like, reacted the same way I did? Like, what would have happened? And yeah, guys, like, traumatic experience. But anyways, guys, the moral of the story is... No, what is the moral of the story generally? Like, what can I generally say I learned from that experience? I don't know. But yeah, I'm traumatized by going to groove and bots, but you know, it is what it is. And yeah. So guys, please let me know how you feel about the story time in the comments. And if you enjoyed this story time, please give this video a like. It helps me out very much. Just that small little action that takes 2 seconds out of your day. Please leave a comment and tell me what you thought of the story time in the comments. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And lastly, if you enjoyed this story time, I've attached my other story time right here that I hope you guys would enjoy watching as well. If you really like this one, I will be very happy to hear your feedback in the comments, and I will see you guys next week. I love you guys, and bye.